Hi, I'm the Nature Guy, and it's been kind of rainy out here for the last few days at Camp Sable. So today our nature nugget is from inside the Fleming Nature Center at camp. And today I want to talk to you about our rock. Well, actually it's not the rock, it's what's inside the rock that I'm interested in. How would you like to eat rocks? Ugh. I don't think it would taste good, and our teeth certainly aren't made for chewing rocks. But do you know that there are microbes that live inside rocks? Now, what's a microbe? Well, a microbe is a general term that we use for anything microscopic, sort of single-cell animals or bacteria or things like that. We just kind of lump them all in together and call them microbes. And scientists have learned that inside rocks, solid rocks, that they seem really solid to us, actually inside there are small cracks and spaces between each of the crystals of the rock, whatever it's made of. And all the different kinds of rocks are made of different kinds of minerals and chemicals and crystals. Inside those spaces is where the microbes live. And they've given them an interesting name. They're called Chemolithoautotrophs. Whoa, what a name. Living inside a rock. And actually, they found these chemolithoautotrophs as far down as 3 miles down in the crust, in the rocks, way down there. There's living things. Now, these chemolithoautotrophs turn out to live very long lives. They're very slow growing because I guess eating a rock takes a while. Now, the reason they have that funny name, let's sort of dissect that name apart. Chemolithoautotrophs. So chemo stands for chemicals, chemistry. Okay, so there's something to do with the chemistry inside that rock that's really important. Litho means rock, so something about the chemicals in the rock. And autotroph means you make your own food. So any kind of living thing that makes its own food is called an autotroph. Plants, for example, just outside, all those green plants are autotrophs. They use energy from the sun, and they extract carbon dioxide and water and put that together and make sugar, the food that they eat, that the plants eat. So they're autotrophs. But these autotrophs, if they're 3 miles down on the rock, they can't have any sunlight down there. So they have to use some other source of energy. And the energy comes from the bonds between the carbon atoms that make up the mineral that we call rock, or a mineral too. So the carbon bonds, the energy in the carbon bonds, are used by the plant, the microbe, this chemolithoautotroph. It uses the energy from those chemical bonds to make its own food. Well, then the leftovers get pooped out, and that's a different type of carbon called carbonate. So there's a chemical reaction that takes place when they eat the rock, and they extract the energy and make what they need for their lives. So there are microbes living in the rocks, eating the rocks. I've never heard of such a thing before. So that's a big, long name for a little wee microbe. Can you say it again? A chemolithoautotroph. Try saying that 3 times in a row without stopping. Well, that's a big word for a small little microbe. And you know, when we read the Bible, sometimes there's some big words that are a little confusing, okay? And we have to learn what they mean. But you know, when God talks about himself, or Jesus talked about himself, or talked about God, he used very simple words like love and joy and peace and mercy. It's not a very complicated thing. God loves you and me, and we don't have to have a big word for that. That's all for today. See you next time.